Are you ready to get your fantasy on? Here's Show Us Your TDs. It's grind time!
Welcome back to another grueling week of Show Us Your TDs. It's the Melk-Man here, singing the poor black man blues. Wah, 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 wah. I'll explain why fantasy football is a heartbreaker in just a little bit. But let's introduce to you the one who's doing the truffle shuffle over there during the last few weeks. It's my co-host, Goobie. What's happening, bro?
The truffle shuffle. I haven't heard that in a while. Man, I'm doing fantastic, obviously, based on your opening statements. Just winning, 4 in a row?
Something like that.
Something like that. So, I'm doing fantastic, man. How are you doing?
Well, we'll talk about that later as I'm singing the blues currently. I just want to know, how much did you pay to get those horseshoes shoved right up your ass?
It's not about horseshoes, guys. Remember what I said the last 2 seasons of Show Us the TDs. It's all about drafting. And that's right, folks. Goobie drafted well. Again, as per usual. Hey, my team on paper was stacked. They just didn't perform for the first, three games.
You were 1-4.
That's what I'm saying. First 3 games. The fourth game that I lost was by 1 point. Anyways, let's get into some fantasy talk. Now, Goobie did not win by 100 points this week, but that's okay because I still won by almost 30 points this week, going up against Mike's team, 109-81. Another show out for Goobie, and let's give it a little shout out to some players. Kirk Cousins, newly acquired. You did not do as well as Tua Tagovailoa. That's why you're going to be riding the pine this week. But 24 points, not bad. But I got to give it up, man, to my sleeper, Juju Smith-Schuster. He's popping now. 13.8 points. I'll take that from you. Austin Eckler, 20 points. And then a measly 9, 8, 8, 1, 3 from all my other guys. DeAndre Hopkins got 11. So, yeah, I did well. I didn't crush it, but I did well. Melky, how'd you do?
I mean, a win's a win, right? At this point,
a win.
You just need to get in the playoffs, and then anything can happen.
I'm 3rd place right now. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Nah, don't get too comfortable there. So you want to know how I did? Well, I did not win in my week. It was supposed to be a gimme win, but fantasy, likes to crush my heart. This felt like that date that you go on. That's a sure thing. And it's the complete opposite. She all of a sudden gets a conscience and doesn't want to give up the cookie and is a good girl. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's rough.
That's what she said. No. So, yeah, like I alluded to, I lost 124.05 to 97.30. I didn't even crack 100. And because of that, we're going to be calling out names. Number 3, Buffalo defense. You're supposed to be elite, and you allowed the MILF Hunter to get the best of you. Shame. Shame.
Jets, Jets.
Oh, shut up. Number 2, Tom Brady. Brady, I respect you, but you gotta do more than just 20 fucking points. What's the point of me putting a quarterback in if you're only going to get me 20 points? That's mediocre. Your team is better than this, and I'm tired of you screwing me around. So guess what? Like Goobie said about Kirk Cousins, you're joining his ass on the bench. So fuck you. And number 1, Khalil Herbert. Now, I know Justin Fields got some new toys and was testing them out, and he's discovered he can actually run himself. But 2 points? 2 fucking points? You're like ranked high in rushing. You're like middle of the pack in rushing, and you could only get 2 points. Fuck you. You're riding the bench too.
Ride that pine, baby.
My team is flaming garbage, Goobie.
Yeah, I could tell that.
It's a steam pile.
I mean, you can give me AJ Brown back if you want.
No, I don't think so. You kiss the bottom of my shoe. So, Goobs, since you're in a celebratory, happy-go-lucky mood, why don't you inform everybody about your upcoming matchup?
All right, my upcoming matchup is against the 6th ranked, first in the Family Gate division, but 6th in our league.
Family Gate's got their own division?
Yeah, it's 1 and 2. One wears the pants, the other one wears the dress.
And who's that?
Sangria Picks wears the pants. That's why she's first. All right.
Thank God they don't listen. Thank God they don't listen to our podcast.
Oh, I'm sure Tim would agree with us 100% anyway. All right, I'm facing Sangria Picks. She's 6. She's 4 and 5. I'm 5 and 4, and at the moment it's 126 to 114 as projected for me to win. Now, there's a couple stipulations. I'll go over it. Tua Tagovailoa, you're getting the start. You've put up 30-something points in the last 2 games, so I'm hoping for another one. You're playing the Cleveland. Melk, do you think he's going to put up 30?
Who, Tua?
Yeah, against Cleveland. He's projected 27.
I don't know, man. His balls barely make it to the receivers. It's mind-boggling how he's getting all these points. I think his receivers are doing all the work.
Oh, for sure.
Storing it nothing past 15 yards. So, yeah, he could probably crack 30 because Cleveland sucks donkey balls.
I appreciate that. He is facing Daniel Jones, and why, you might ask? Josh Allen is supposed to be not supposed to be injured. Is supposed to be benched this week as he is facing an injury, and obviously they want to save this guy for the playoffs. So, if Josh Allen is out, I'm facing Daniel Jones, so it's already looking pretty good. DeAndre Hopkins versus Justin Jefferson. Juju Smith-Schuster versus Deebo Samuels. Now, Deebo's coming off an injury too, so I don't like that. I have him on my other league, so like it's gonna be a touch and go with him. CeeDee Lamb versus Brandon Cooks. I think I have the wide receiver core here. Melky, what do you think?
You have the wide receiver core over almost everyone. What the fuck are you talking about?
I know that. Again, you want to give me AJ Brown?
You don't need me to. You don't need me to pump your tires. Keep going.
Okay, Austin Eckler and Tony Pollard versus Leonard Fournette and Nyheim Hines. I obviously take this one again. I think. Melk.
Who's the other running back?
Leonard Fournette and Nyheim Hines versus Pollard and Eckler.
Ugh, gross. Yeah, you got that.
I picked up Corey Clement for Chicago because Justin Fields has been on fire, and I just got to take that gamble. I'm facing Zach Ertz. I'm going to give this one up to Ertz. Arizona's actually been playing decently the past few games since having DeAndre Hopkins back, so I'm going to give this one up to Ertz. Deontay Foreman in my flex versus Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We all know who's getting the butt end of this stick.
Your favorite KC running back.
Dude, he's being replaced, and that's sad. And he's on your starting roster. So let's just skip that one. Daniel Carlson, what?
I think that sounds like a her problem, but
yeah, it's definitely a her problem. Daniel Carlson versus McManus, and Arizona's defense versus New York's defense. New York's playing Houston, so I feel like they're going to have a field day. And Arizona's playing the Rams. Now, that could change because I might put in San Francisco's defense, but they're playing the Chargers, so I don't think it's a good idea.
Why would you say maybe?
I said maybe because, I don't know, I feel at some point Stafford has to make a comeback. at some
He's-
point
Did
this
you not
season.
hear about Stafford? He's in like concussion protocol.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm sure they're still gonna make him play.
They're gonna make him play.
Yeah, man,
They're
just
gonna make
like
him play
Tua.
if he can't. If he can't go, he's not going.
So yeah, I'm predicted 126 to 114. Melky, who do you got?
Well, I'm at a crossroads because I really don't want either one of you to win. But since I'm not a fan of Deflategate or
Family
Family
Gate.
Gate or any of the gates for that matter, I think you are going to get. Yeah, you're going to slightly win this one.
You're not a fan of Bill Gates?
Nah, fuck that nerd.
Oh, okay. Wow. I like Bill Gates. Anyways, yeah, I think I can take this one. I don't know if it's going to be decisively unless Tua comes out with another 30 piece, but we'll see what happens. And Austin Eckler's facing San Francisco, so that's going to be a challenge for him.
I think you have more opportunity to get more scores than she does because she's putting in guys that are coming off injury or that are struggling right now, and not having Josh Allen potentially. Ooh, that's a huge matzo ball.
Yeah, and I'm sitting Terry McLaurin too.
Okay.
I'm just saying, my bench is looking good. That's what I'm saying. My bench is looking good.
Yeah, but your bench can't win you anything if you don't play them. So you glorifying your bench means absolutely nothing.
Maybe I'll put him in for DeAndre Hopkins. Who knows? Make this interesting.
You're not doing that.
All right, Melk, who you got this week?
So the Melk-Man season is on the line, literally. This is my last life. If I was a cat, this would be life number 9. Because yeah, this is potentially the end of the road for me. So I'm facing Adam's team, the other half of Lisa's team that I lost to, and I'll just break down the matchups for you. So we got Dak Prescott versus Jalen Hurts. Clearly, Jalen Hurts over Prescott. He's potential MVP this season. We've got newly acquired Antonio Brown. No, sorry, AJ Brown versus Tyreek Hill. Gonna give it to Tyreek Hill, but because he has Jalen Hurts, I'm hoping he goes only to Brown or mostly to Brown, and that might fuck him over in the end. Next, we got rookie wonder Chris Olave versus Ahmad St. Brown. This one's tough, man. They're both really good. So I'm gonna give this a wash. I'm gonna give this a wash. Both are dynamic. Both can put up big numbers. So I look forward to that matchup. Next, we got Christian Kirk versus DJ Moore, and I'm still gonna give this a wash too. I think both wide receivers do the same thing.
They're pretty much the same, yeah.
They're pretty much the same player. It just Christian Kirk might have more of an opportunity because Trevor Lawrence is way better than Baker Mayfield or TJ Walker.
True.
Next we got we got a running back who seems to be never healthy, and DeAndre Swift, and he's battling Dalvin Cook. I'm gonna give this to Cook. It's probably gonna be the Cook show. He is in for a big game, I think, this week, especially if Buffalo doesn't have their quarterback and they're going to be defending on their defense. I feel like Cook is going to get his opportunities. Next, we got Christian McCaffrey, my smoking gun, my big gun, versus Antonio Gibson. I mean, Goobs, this is a no-brainer. Obviously, McCaffrey all day, every day over Gibson. Tight end matchup, we got Pat Freiermuth. I always get your name wrong, but I don't care because you play for Pittsburgh. And he's battling Greg Dulcich. Is it Dulcich?
I was gonna say douchebag, but
Close enough.
close enough.
He's from Denver. He's been playing well. They're coming off their bye week, but I'm going to give this up to the Pittsburgh guy because I said your name better. Next, we've got Najee Harris versus Miles Sanders. Definitely Sanders in this Najee's been a ball of poo, and I probably won't keep him in that flex spot. It's just a placeholder right now. Kickers, we've got the Buffalo kicker, Tyler Bath. Now, because I know we're talking about Josh Allen potentially not being there, this could be good for him because they will rely on field goals instead of taking fourth down chances. So I'm hoping he has a huge game. And they're facing Goobie's favorite kicker from Atlanta. What's his name?
Young Ho Koo.
That's it. And I'm a big fan of Koo. So secretly I'll be cheering for him, but my fantasy team, I would want Bass to have more points. So I'm going to give this a wash because kickers, whatever. Unless you're Justin Tucker, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Rounding off with the defenses, I've got the Buffalo defense. Taking a chance. I'm hoping they're going to maybe give Cousins a run for his money. I don't know. And he's got Tennessee, and they're facing the Denver Broncos.
And I'm going to give that one to Tennessee.
I'm going to give that to Tennessee, too. That's because we hate the Broncos. Yeah.
No, I just think that Tennessee defense is pretty stoked, and Denver's offense is
I don't think
Garbo.
so. We'll talk about what happened to them against the Chiefs, but they're not as stout as you think. So, Goobs, I laid it down for you. You know the matchup. The projections are actually very close, 127 to 130, and it's slowly going down because stuff's happening. How do you think I'm going to do?
You'd do better if you put Rondell Moore in as your flex. I'm just looking at that. Honestly, I just kind of off topic. I think Rondell Moore is going to have a game because DeAndre Hopkins has been having a game since he's been back, and it's time that teams start double teaming him and Rondell Moore getting the ball to shine. So, but all in all, it's hard to say. I mean, if Jalen Hurts balls out, I think you have no shot. But I mean, Washington's been okay as of late, so you never know. But yeah, I still think you're gonna lose. Unfortunately,
I changed my mind. You're gonna lose too. Family Gate's gonna take over.
Let's go, Family Gate.
Yeah,
it's hard to say. But again, if Jalen Hurts balls out with AJ Brown, you're kind of good. So it kind of evens it out. It's right. I think it's going to be really close. I don't think it's going to be like a blowout. I think this could be a 5-point difference. But again, if it's Jalen Hurts balling out, then it's probably a loss. But if it's not, I think you could win this.
Yeah, he's the X factor. If he goes bananas on Washington and doesn't include AJ Brown for the most part, I'm screwed. There's no way I'm coming back for that. And he's got and same with Tyreek Hill. If Tyreek Hill puts up a 30 piece, that could screw me over too because Tyreek Hill can do that. He leads the league in receiving yards. He's just all world. He's making Tua look a lot better than what he really is.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, I don't even know what Waddle's been doing lately, but I mean, it's always back and forth with them, right? One does really well, the other one does mediocre, and then the other one does mediocre, and the other one does really well. So maybe it's Waddle's day. I don't know.
Well, they both get their yards. It's a matter of who gets the touchdowns, right? So It could be last week it was Tyreek Hill. It could be Waddle this week.
Could be Gesicki. Let's go.
I'm hoping it's Waddle. I hope it's that penguin all day, man. Do the penguin, quack quack quack, whatever penguins sound like.
I was gonna say I don't think penguins quack. Those are ducks.
What do you think penguins sound like?
Yo, that's what they do sound like.
Is that when they're being tortured, or is that just a typical day for a penguin?
A typical day for a penguin. They like to slide a lot. I like that too because I got a big belly and it's pretty easy to slide on. So yeah, I could be a penguin.
So that's why you keep the big belly around. Okay.
Have you watched Batman? Penguin's fat as fuck.
Okay, that's just a villain. I'm talking real penguins here, right?
All right. Well, that does it for fantasy, folks. A little off topic, but hey, We gotta roll with the dice. So, Melky, what do we got next?
All right, well, we're going back to reality, and let's talk about Week 9 of the NFL. And let's start with Goobie's new favorite team, the New York Jets,
Yeah, second favorite team, man. I'm telling you,
upsetting the Buffalo Bills 20-17.
wasn't an upset.
It was definitely an upset.
No.
Josh Allen went 18 for 34, 205 yards, and 2 INTs. PU versus everybody's favorite MILF hunter, Zach Wilson, who went 18 for 25, 154 yards, 1 touchdown, and he threw 0 picks. Now,
Yeah.
we both alluded to during the fantasy roundup, Josh Allen sprained his elbow, and he's considered day-to-day. Goobie thinks he's actually not going to play, and that's a strong possibility. So, Goobs, I have a question for you.
What's up?
And I've asked you this before, and you said no. So I'm wondering if your answer is going to change. Are the New York Jets a threat to the Buffalo Bills?
Didn't I say yes to that?
You said no.
Oh, did I say no?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have literally a 2-word or 2-name answer for this question. Sauce motherfucking Gardner.
Ooh.
That guy is a stud. He's making this Jets defense look amazing. And yes, the Jets are now a threat to the NFL, not just the Bills, to the NFL. I'm like,
you see, you had me at if you had
Sauce
said
Gardner?
to the Bill, you had me at Sauce Gardner because that boy is he saucy. Probably the best corner in the league right now. Nobody can refute that. But for you to say the league, Chiefs would dismantle them. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man. The
the
Chiefs
Eagles
had
are
a
the-
hard time against Tennessee, so
Tennessee's a good team. I think Tennessee would give them problems. I think
Tennessee's a good team, but their defense isn't like the Jets.
yeah, but the wild card is Zach Wilson. Yes, their defense is carrying them and their run game, and Zach is somewhat making the right plays, but his numbers don't fly off the charts.
Yeah,
What's he gonna do in the playoffs?
honestly, I think in the playoffs, what are they, a wild card spot right
They're a
now?
wild card team right now, yeah.
I think they win the wild card, and because they're young, they probably lose the game after that.
Would you care to put a 20 on that?
Oh, you think they're gonna go further?
No, I think they lose in the first round if they get in.
I'll put a 20 on that.
They're one and done.
I'll put 20 on that. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Gentlemen, virtual handshake. Here we go. I'll put a 20 on that. But yeah, man, the Jets, they're young. They're still up and coming. Yeah, I probably went a little overboard saying the NFL, but they're getting there. Get the right pieces. Get an offensive line going for you with when Breece Hall comes back next year. Get a star wide receiver somewhere. Trade for him. I don't know what you want to do, or how you're going to do it. But get a wide receiver. Work on Zach Wilson, and you guys have a fighting chance to make it deep in the playoffs.
Make it sound so easy, Goobie.
Hey, man, we all can be general managers for our fantasy teams. Why can't we be general managers for the NFL?
Because we would cause major bankruptcy and terrible records if we went with our fantasy guts.
Dude,
for the NFL.
imagine me in the group chat with 31 other general managers.
Holy shit. You'd be blackballed.
Yo, mama. That's what I'd be saying. But yeah,
You'd be blacklisted for sure.
I do like the Jets. I do have them winning the wild card if they make it there. So yeah,
Okay,
I like the Jets.
That wasn't the question though. I'm asking if they're a threat to the Bills.
Yes, they're a threat to the Bills.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
But you want to know what's a threat to the NFL? The Eagles, because they keep on winning. taking out Houston Texans 29-17. I mean, it's not a hard fought win. I mean, like the Houston Texans are 1-6-1. You expect the Eagles to win, but they're 8-0, man. Jalen Hurts 21-27, 243 yards, 2 touchdowns. Miles Sanders had a game, 17 carries, 93 yards, 1 touchdown. A.J. Brown, not so much, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. Dallas Goedert, though, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. Melky.
He sunk my battleship in fantasy.
Melky, I was scrolling through the score bets. Again, people gamble responsibly. And I went under the specials. The specials was, will there be an NFL team that's 17-0? Melky, are the Eagles going to go 17-0?
No.
Okay. I was hoping you'd say that because we all know they're going to lose to Dallas.
We them boys.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, no one in their right mind is going to pick that unless they're trying to win like a major amount of money and they're rich as fuck. Because I don't think the Eagles are going to. They've been playing garbage, like just like Dallas and the Giants. We're in the Skins, even though Skins are just really bad.
They're not the Skins. They're the Commandos.
Oh, the Commanders. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, everybody. But our division's playing the worst division in the league. So, like, it's. Well, I see you nodding your head. You don't think that the Texans and everybody else that's in that division's terrible?
Tennessee is good. They haven't played Tennessee yet.
But that's what I'm saying. They've been playing fucking garbage teams. So, yeah, they're going to be 8-0. And why do you think the Giants are doing so well?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, the Giants have lost twice. You can lose at any given time.
Yeah.
You know, it's cliche, but it's true. And it's very hard to go perfect, especially if it's a young team. And Jimmy Johnson, I don't know if you heard or read what he said. He actually thinks the Eagles are about to decline very soon because of the pressure of staying perfect.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you can stay perfect and then lose in the Super Bowl after Goobie called it, right?
You're never going to let that down.
Hey, man. That New England Giants game, I was like, oh, the Giants are going to beat them. And everybody's like, no. I'm like, yeah, they're going to beat them. And what happened? The Giants won the Super Bowl.
That was the luckiest catch ever seen, ever done. Luckiest catch.
Oh, man. All right, Melk. What do we got next?
Well, let's fly over to Chicago.
Ooh.
They've got good pizza. They've got great music. And it's very cold there. But there's a man who is the complete opposite of cold. He's red hot right now. We're talking Justin Fields.
Oh, yeah.
Now, his team didn't win, but it was a hell of a game. It was very entertaining. I don't know if you watched it. I was glued to my seat. They ended up losing 35-32 to Miami. But I would say this was maybe a top 5 game so far this season. We had Justin Fields with 123 yards, 3 touchdowns, 178 rushing yards, a rushing TD, and a 2-point conversion. Now, his counterpart Tua went for 302 yards, 3 passing TDs, and 5 rushing attempts. Justin Fields set the QB record of 178 rushing yards and 4 total TDs. So, Goobs, I got to ask you, is Justin Fields becoming one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL?
Yes. And there's a reason for that. It's because he's playing with mediocre wide receivers. Chase Claypool, DeMel, Mooney. I mean, what was that? St. Brown, I can't pronounce his first name. Yo, you try to pronounce it Equanimus? Is that how it is? Equanimus?
Is he a transformer?
Yo, I'm just reading what I see. Anyways, he's playing with mediocre wide receivers. You put AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill, CD Lamb, put Mike Evans or somebody like that on this team, and Justin Fields will start to shine even brighter. I mean, we were talking about this earlier. Tua is okay. It's his receivers that make him amazing. And Justin Fields is putting on a clinic with mediocre wide receivers. Yeah, he has 123 yards, but I guarantee you that goes up with better wide receivers. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely good up and coming.
Yeah, I can't argue there, but I also think because now he's pretty much got to do everything, not having a reliable wide receiver core, it's allowing him to showcase what he's good at. He was always good at running. He always had an arm. He was always IQ was always good. So now we're finally seeing it, and I just feel sorry for the Jets. Uh, who else passed up on him? There were
Yeah,
a
but the
few
Jets got Brees Hall, so
Yeah, I know, but they could have had Justin Fields. Would you rather have a quarterback that's like Justin Fields, or would you rather have Brees Hall? Because running backs' their life shelves aren't that long, whereas a
yeah.
quarterback's is. So, oh, and San Fran. I'm sorry if I'm San Francisco, I would have taken Justin Fields over Trey Lance. I'm sorry.
Well, we don't know exactly what Trey Lance can do yet because he got injured.
Yeah, but that's also him. He's got to be a little more tougher. Maybe he's got to hit the gym a little harder. Why is it that Justin Fields' team is flaming garbage? They have nobody. He's able to survive and run around and play his game where Trey Lance gets knocked out in week 2?
Yeah. I get it. I get it. But yeah, no, Justin Fields is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Let's talk okay, this is hard for me because we're talking about Tennessee and their defense. And
I don't know why you're glorifying their defense. It's not that good.
that's what's going for them other than fucking Derrick Henry. But they played the Chiefs. And I know you like to talk about, or I guess we all like to talk about how good the Chiefs are. But I mean, they didn't do very well. 20-17 against the Tennessee Titans. Yeah, the Titans are a good team, but I expect more from Kansas City. What? You shaking your head over there?
You're not going to put up big numbers every week. You know, there are good teams. Tennessee is a good team. They have a great offense. Their coach he's probably one of the most underrated coaches in the NFL. He's tough as nails. He wants his team to be tough as nails, and they're going to play you hard every time.
Okay, I understand that, but listen to this. Patrick Mahomes, 43 of 68, 446 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. If you're throwing 446 yards, I expect at least 3 touchdowns. Not gonna lie. And 68 attempts, dude, like they're gonna run this guy to the ground. Like they need a run game.
That's what they're missing.
I don't know why they didn't just take Zeke off our hands. Because
for what? What were we gonna trade them for? Kelsey?
I don't know. Trade for draft picks. Just get rid of Zeke. We do so much better with Pollard. Anyways, the Chiefs are good only for what Patrick Mahomes can do. Once it's outside of his hands, it's hard to say what's going to happen. Kind of like Chicago, his wide receiver core is okay. I mean, Juju Smith is coming to his own again. But yeah, you have Travis Kelce, but it's
Hardman's
not like
pretty good. Hardman's pretty good. He's
like,
come. He's another.
He's come a long way, yeah. But like again, you're still like I know Kelsey's a number 1, but you're missing a number 1 wide receiver.
Maybe you don't need one because Kelsey can do everything.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually he's not.
Yeah,
eventually,
he's gonna have to retire at some point, but
eventually he's gonna get banged up. He's getting older. But like I said, though, this team needs a running back. And at that point, I don't see them making the finals
You don't have
because
the
of
Chiefs in the Super Bowl?
no. Well, I mean, what did I say? Freaking no. Did I say no? Yeah, I said San Fran versus the Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't see the Chiefs making it because of the run game. And
But Buffalo doesn't have a run game either. Josh Allen runs.
I mean, Naheem Hines could bring a spike to that offense.
Not with Josh Allen. He's a stat whore.
Yeah, true. But Melky, what do you think of this game, 2017? Uh, I don't know, man. I expect more of KC.
It was a playoff type game, and you know what's crazy? Malik Willis, the rookie QB for the Titans, who made his first ever start, he had like terrible numbers.
It's
So
really
he,
bad numbers.
yeah, like 80 yards. He went what 5 for 16, 40 rushing yards. He did nothing. So it was Henry, and it was the defense. And like I was saying, the coach, you adapt the personality of your coach, and he is a hard hitting person. He's tough, and he wants his team to play tough, and they do. Tennessee's a lot of things, but one thing for sure they are is tough. So I can see why this score wasn't as big as you thought it would be and close, because it was like a playoff type matchup. So you're gonna get those in the NFL.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. I can't see much out of the Chiefs. But
A win's a win. So all hail the Chiefs.
yeah, but since we're talking about Chiefs, let's get to the AFC West bulletin, and let's talk some freaking okay.
Let's get some standings here. Goobie.
I was gonna say some okay standings from an okay division. We got the Chiefs at 6-2, sitting on top. Chargers 5-3. The Denver Broncos 3-5, and the Lonely Raiders at 2-6. We just talked about the Chiefs win. So let's bring it to the Chargers. Melky. Chargers win 20-17 against the Atlanta Falcons.
Very
Justin
close.
Herbert, your boy, 30 of 43, 245 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. Austin Eckler, 14 carries, 47 yards, 1 touchdown, and a receiving touchdown with 24 yards. I know you already said all hail the Chiefs, but the Chargers looked okay this week. I know the Falcons are not like the top contenders to beat, but they're doing all right. So what do you think of this game?
This was a really close game. I was actually watching it with tight end Timmy at his place, and because he has Justin Herbert, and we were just sitting back and watching how the Chargers persevered. Like, this is a character win. You played without Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. Like, Palmer did pretty well. Eckler did his thing. The defense held on. It was a last end of game field goal that sealed it. So this is a character win, and maybe it's a jump start for the Chargers to get back into the race for the division.
Yeah, awesome. We don't need to talk about the Denver Broncos because they were on a bye, and that was a great week for all of the NFL.
It was a great week for Denver because they finally did something right.
Yep, they sat on the bench. Good not showing up. Raiders lose. I mean, that was a outcome we all saw coming anyways. 27-20, Jacksonville Jaguars beat them. Derek Carr, 21 for 36, 259 yards, 2 touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence, 25 of 31, 235, 1 touchdown. Pretty much even. Travis Etienne, though, 28 carries, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. This guy, like, it's hard to say because Breece Hall is injured, but if Breece Hall wasn't injured, who's the better back?
I'm glad you asked. That's a very tough question because both are really good. I mean, I think Breece Hall runs harder. He's more like a bell cow, where Etienne is more of that, like, he can catch and go.
Yeah.
2 different styles. I'd probably lean towards Breece Hall. He's just a little more dynamic, but either or, man, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, that's a hard one for me too, and I think I'm gonna go Breece Hall too. Christian Kirk though, 76 yards, 1 touchdown, not too shabby.
Yeah, he was the lone bright spot on my fucking team.
uh,
And also not to mention, I guess when it when it rains, it pours for the Raiders. Darren Waller is now out for a month. He aggravated his hamstring in practice, so no Darren Waller yet again.
yeah, injuries with him is gonna be a problem, I think, for the rest of his career. So that's gonna suck.
Sounds like a them problem.
All right, Melk, what do we got left on the docket here?
So speaking of problems, let's talk about disappointments. But let's also talk about surprises.
Okay.
Goobs, it's been a crazy roller coaster ride thus far in the NFL. I want to know who's a surprise team so far, and I also want to know who's a big disappointment.
Okay. What do you want first? Surprise or disappointment?
Surprise me.
Surprise you. Well, this isn't a surprise because we're talking about JETS, Jets. The Jets are 6-3. Okay, they beat the Bengals. They beat they didn't beat the Ravens. I almost screwed that one up. They beat the Dolphins. Okay. They beat the Denver Broncos. We all know anybody can beat them. They beat the Bills and they beat the Packers. Okay. This team is playing. They're not playing lights out, but they're playing good football. And I mean, the old quote is defense wins championships. So like I said, I don't think they're going to win the championships, but they're certainly on the right path. Melky, what do you think of the 6-3 Jets?
Shocked.
Yeah.
Very shocked. I had them at the bottom as always. You know,
yeah, the lower half.
Yeah, they're always the butt end of the NFL. And for them to be 6-3 at this point is very shocking, but kudos to them. Kudos to the coaching staff. Kudos to the defense. Kudos to Breece Hall before he went down. And
Sauce Gardner.
even the MILF Hunter, who, despite having really lousy numbers, is leading the charge too. So I guess anything is possible. And yeah, New York is fucking winning. And I never thought I'd say that.
It makes me want to take a trip. It's not that far away.
Yeah, but they play in Jersey. That's even worse.
Yeah. True. All right, Melk, what is a surprise on your end?
Okay, so your surprise is pretty good. But I'm going to go with an even bigger surprise, I think, and it's the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Dude, they're 6-3, and they're at the top of the NFC West. Never saw that coming. Geno Smith, he's got 2,199 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 196 rushing yards, 1 rushing TD, and just 4 INTs. And Kenneth Walker, the third, damn. So far, because he did not start because Penny was the starter.
Yeah.
He has 570 rushing yards, 7 rushing TDs, 12 receptions, and 48 receiving yards. He also is the only player right now, he leads every player in the NFL with 6 fourth quarter touchdowns.
Wow. That's crazy.
And the crazy thing is their offense is only ranked 27th. The defense is only ranked 26th. And the special teams is only 29th. And remember, they traded their franchise quarterback to the Denver Broncos. So I didn't see this coming. Goobs, what do you think of the Seattle Seahawks?
I think Geno Smith is coming to his own. I think Geno Smith is going, y'all look down on me, y'all look past me, but this is what I can do. And he's hyping up this team. And I don't know how, because, like, we all remember the Geno of old. He wasn't good. He was being tossed around like a $5 hooker. Okay? but he's making it work in Seattle. I don't know if it's the coaching. I don't know if it's just him and his mentality has changed. Because, like, yeah, okay, you got DK Metcalf and
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett. DK's good, but like I
DK's
don't know.
great. What are you talking about? Good. He's great.
He is great, but I mean, again, it's like you got Geno Smith throwing to you. We wouldn't expect very much out of it. So, also, but that defense is looking all right.
Pete
So,
Carroll's system, right?
yeah, Pete Carroll always runs a great defense. I mean, if like it's hard to say because like if he wasn't the coach, obviously he'd be a defensive coordinator somewhere, and that defense would be stoked. So, do you think it's the offense or do you think it's the defense that's winning this?
I think it's a collection of everything. And you said something very important. There's no superstar, and they're playing like a team.
Yeah,
So there's no ego. There's no pressure. They're playing with house money. Like they traded Russell away. There was no expectations. Remember, Kevin said they're supposed to have 1.5 wins. That was the total for them. They now have 6, and Denver only has 3. So
yeah,
so there was very little expectation, and sometimes when you're the underdog or you're dismissed early, you have something to prove, and I think they have this dog mentality and this underdog mentality, and it's working for them. And they're not the flashiest team, but they're fun.
they're out there playing football.
Exactly, they're out there playing football, and they're playing football right.
Yeah, any given Sunday.
Always.
All right. Well, let's get to the depressing part of the segment. But also, I'm gonna because it's depressing, because we're talking about disappointments. I'm gonna brighten it up just a smidge. Okay, my disappointment of the NFL is the Las Vegas Raiders, but the bright side is they beat the Denver Broncos.
Oh,
Like I said, anybody can beat the Denver Broncos.
Seattle did.
Yeah, Kevin's gonna ruin me for this segment for all the Denver Broncos jokes.
Well, maybe you shouldn't pump his chest and think they were the greatest thing since sliced bread.
All right. So yeah, my disappointment is the Las Vegas Raiders. Come on, man. You got Devontae Adams, the reunion of Derek Carr and Devontae Adams. Like this was supposed to be I don't even remember what the Raiders were last year, but they were a pretty decent team last year, were they not?
They made the playoffs.
Exactly. So what is going on? You're 2-6 now. The only ones you have were against the Broncos and the Texans. You lost to the Chargers, you lost to the Cardinals without DeAndre Hopkins. You lost to Tennessee. You lost to the Chiefs. You lost to the Saints 24-0. You didn't even score a single point. Like, it's just a downward spiral. And like, is Devontae Adams like regretting his decision not to go anywhere else? Like, imagine if he went to the Jets.
Yeah, but he'd be paying a lot of state income tax. So
Well, I understand that, but like, Jets are 6-3, and with Devontae Adams, you could make the MILF Hunter look like Tua Tagovailoa.
you can make the MILF Hunter look like, I don't know, any other good quarterback.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, so yeah, like at this point, Devontae Adams, is he just like shaking his head and like, what did I do?
No, because he's away from the tundra, away from Aaron Rodgers' ego, and it's always a party in Vegas, so he's doing okay.
But yeah, are you as shocked as I am how disappointing the Raiders are?
Absolutely. Well, why do you think we started the AFC West Bulletin? We thought that was going to be the best division in football, and
Yeah.
it's been a laughing stock for the most part, and the Raiders are mostly responsible for that.
Yeah. Well,
They're
and the Broncos.
Yeah, well, 50-50. Yeah, but it just seems like they don't have a team identity. I don't think they know what they want to be because one week they're rushing the hell out of everything with Josh Jacobs, and then the next week Derek Carr is letting it fly to his wide receivers. So I don't know what they want to do. I don't know what Josh McDaniels wants them to be. Also, injuries, Renfro, Waller, that
Yeah.
that never helps. And maybe and I don't think they've recovered from all the turmoil from last year with Ruggs and
Oh,
some of the other
true.
players. That's a lot that happened in such a short amount of time. So I don't know, man. I think they need to throw in the white flag and set up shop for next season because it's over, Raiders fans. It's over.
And it's not like they're losing by a big margin.
They
Other
got
than
shut
the
out.
no, other than the 24-0, they lost by 1 point to the Chiefs. They lost by 6 points to the Cardinals. They lost 24-19 to the Chargers. They lost by 2 points to the Tennessee. So it's not like they're not in these games. They just can't finish.
Oh, that is a coaching thing. So maybe the coaches need to reevaluate the team and maybe come up with a new scheme because nothing is working right now for them.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, let's stick with the depressing disappointments. Melky, who do you have as your NFL disappointment halfway through the season?
Well, maybe one of the biggest disappointments. Now I know the record doesn't show, but expectation wise, this team is Super Bowl or bust, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, well, we're going to Mr. Deflate himself, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're 4-5, sitting on top of the NFC South. That's not saying much if you're under 500 and you're leading your division. It reminds me of the NFC least, does it not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the tables have turned. Tom Brady this season has 2,547 passing yards, 10 touchdowns, two two-point conversions, -5 rushing yards, one INT, and 2 fumble losses. Their leading target, Mike Evans, has 70 targets, 44 receptions, 617 receiving yards, and only 3 touchdowns. They are ranked first in offense, which I found shocking, ninth in defense, and fourth in special teams. Uh, New head coach Todd Bowles took over at the beginning of this season, and he's having trouble getting this team clicking collectively. So, Goobs, why do you think that is? Why are they struggling? Why aren't they dominating like they've done the last 2 seasons?
Because Giselle isn't giving the team the Gluck Gluck 9000. That's how you win Super Bowls.
So that was the secret.
that was the secret. she was the secret weapon. No, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think Tom's starting to show his age a little bit. He's not looking like the Lord Brady. He's looking human. I can't put this on the defense because that defense is good, and I just it's the offense, and I think it's the coaching. Like, I'm looking at the games. They lost 2 points to the Packers. They lost 10 points to the Chiefs. They lost 21-3 to the Panthers. So it's hard to say. If they lost to the Steelers, who loses to the Steelers?
Not too many people this season.
Right? Like, it's like they play good against good teams and bad against bad teams. It makes no sense. So I don't know if it's just the mentality of the team or if it's the coaching. Melk, what do you think?
You said it best. It's a puzzle right now. It's very puzzling, and watching this team is very frustrating. And Tom Brady got what he wanted. I think he wanted Todd Bowles to take over because Todd Bowles is giving him more freedom to run the offense. They just look terrible. And the wide receivers, like, I don't think Godwin is fully healthy. Mike Evans isn't a speedster. That's not his game. But he always has hamstring injuries or like little nicks and crannies. Scotty Miller's been disappointing. The run game with Fournette's been really bad.
Yeah.
And they don't have a deep ball threat.
Yeah.
And maybe the biggest X factor, no Gronk.
I was literally about to say, do you think it's the Gronk factor? Do you think Brady's missing his target?
His safety blanket. Was
Yeah.
Gronk not a safety blanket? So I think all of those collectively have brought the Tampa Bay Buccaneers down to earth. But you know what? They're still 4-5. They still have a playoff spot. I think they can run the table. They just have to play like they did last Sunday.
Yeah. It's hard to say. I mean, the Falcons are probably the only team in that NFC South division that can give them a run for their money. But I mean, the Falcons aren't looking great either. So,
and they're young.
It's a toss up. But yeah, I mean, the Broncos are probably going to take that division, but I don't see them making it far.
You said the Broncos.
Sorry, the Bucks. Sorry,
Broncos ain't taking no division. Sorry.
No, they're taking last in the division.
So.
The Bucks, they're gonna get to the playoffs, but they're not gonna go very far.
Okay. Thank you for sharing your disappointments and surprises. What's next, Goobie?
Well, we got everybody's favorite segment, and I guess mine in the toilet.
Yes.
As Melky would love to say.
You love playing Boomer Bust on the John.
I love playing Boomer Bust on the John, and that's where I type up my Boomer Bust while pooping. All right, so I'm going to go first with this one, and I'm going to go with a surprise. Someone on the waiver wire in probably, 80% of the leagues, Terrace Marshall Jr. out of Carolina, the wide receiver. Marshall Jr. has been great for Baker Mayfield in the past 2 games. Though he's a wide receiver 2 for the Panthers, Marshall has been putting up numbers. A total of 15 targets with 7 receptions, going for 140 yards and 1 touchdown in the past 2 games, putting up around 11 points each game. I'm calling him a boom against the second-ranked Atlanta receiving defense. This guy's I wouldn't say he's a stud, but he's a great flex player for your league, for your team. If he's on the wire, I'd pick him up if you have a spot open and available. Melky, what do you think?
I'm going to call him a mini boom.
A mini boom. That's why I always put him in the flex.
Mini boom, he's that like little dingleberry that's like it's trying to get out, but it won't drop yet because you're unsure. He's been playing great. The last 2 games, he's been very good. He's getting his targets, but he's young. I think more getting the double team is opening things up. And you know what? The fact that if it's Baker or if it's Walker, he's still playing well. He can adjust to either quarterback. That shows great sign of maturity. So, yeah, I think he needs to get a little more experience, but not a bad option for a flex spot.
All right. Melky, who you got up first?
Well, I've got a tight end that you picked up and said you're taking a chance on this week. One Cole Kmet out of Chicago.
Can't wait to hear what you say.
And he's a bust for you, buddy.
Oh, damn it.
So last week he had 41 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, and 9 rushing yards. Surprise, surprise. Kmet has suddenly become a factor, catching 3 touchdowns in 2 weeks. He's finally showing flashes of being a tight end 1. It's a shame. His time in the spotlight will come to a halt this week because the Lions ranked 20th rushing defense. Montgomery and Herbert need to eat. So for those reasons, I think he's going to be left out of the shuffle and he'll be a bust for your squad.
Okay. Well, you think I should pick up Evan Ingram against KC again?
You can't pick him up again. You dropped him. You got to wait till next week.
No, I can pick him up.
No, you can't. You dropped him this week. You can't.
Says November 12th. I can pick him up.
You won't be. I will bet you $100 right now that you are ineligible to pick him up because you dropped him this week.
Ooh, Tyler Higbee's available, but no, I'm gonna stick with him because I don't think he's gonna put up monster numbers, but I think he can put up 10 points. 10 points.
I'm going to say 6.
Okay. Well, so I'm going to call him a mini boom, and you're going to call him a bust. I'm going to stick with the Panthers Atlanta game, but I'm going on the other side, and I'm going Cordell Patterson. He's back and putting on a show. Last week he put up 13 rushing attempts, 44 yards, 2 touchdowns, gathering around 17 points last week versus the Chargers. Look to see him be a boom this week versus the stingy Panthers defense. As long as Patterson can stay healthy, he's a great RB2 for the rest of the season. Melky, what do you think?
That's 2 booms on this podcast. Welcome back, Patterson. He did not miss a beat last week, and his role is going to gradually go up as he gets healthier. So look for him to put on a mini show because he's still recovering for a run defense that's 22nd in the league. So
Yeah.
if you have him, start him.
All right. Melky, what do you got?
Well, my theme this week was tight ends because we love our tight ends on this show. And I'm going with Cade Otton, rookie tight end of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, he had a career day on Sunday with 6 targets, 68 receiving yards, and the game-winning touchdown. He ended up leading his team to a victory. Brady was happy. He was happy. Everybody was happy. Unfortunately, the partying and the good times are going to come to an end for Otton because Cameron Brate is on his way back, and if that happens, he's going to be lost in the shuffle. So for those reasons, I'm going to say he's a bust this week.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's hard when you're being overlooked by someone who's coming back from injury, but I mean, Cameron Brate is a pretty good tight end, and unfortunately, Cade Otton, you're the lowest on the totem pole, so you're going to be a bust this week. I like it. I like it a lot. Melky.
Would you say he is a sweet tight end?
No, I would not. But I'm sure his wife does. He's got money. I'm sure he can afford a Brazilian butt lift. So his wife's.
He's got rookie money, but
yeah. Well, I mean, how much does that really cost?
Depends when he was drafted. I don't think he was drafted too high. So.
Well, okay. Well, his wife will have to wait. But, anyways, Melk, what do we got next?
All right, the last segment of the show. It's created by one Bob Walker, who is missing again in action. I guess he just loves to dwell on the past and celebrate a very old victory over us Cowboys. But that's okay. That's okay. We're going to get our revenge. It's Toonie Bets. Get your $2 out, folks. And we're going to start with myself. And I'm going with an upset.
Okay.
Steelers over the Saints in Pittsburgh. Why, you might ask? Have I lost my freaking mind? No. Steelers are coming off a bye. Saints are Jekyll and Hyde. You never know what team you're going to get out of them. Najee is hanging on by a thread, and he's being threatened by the rookie. I think he'll have a good game. Tomlin is not going to settle for any more bullshit. I think he's obviously not going to be over 500 for the first time, but he's going to try and have a respectable season. And, I mean, home cooking always helps. And not to mention, Pickens, I think, is prime for a big game. So for all those reasons, take the Steelers over the Saints.
Okay. Not too shabby. I like it. Melk, Now, I know we message each other back and forth before we're doing this pod. We give our picks out so we don't match them up. But this one, I wanted to be a surprise. So,
A surprise.
surprise.
Did you change yours?
Washington over Philly.
Oh, snap.
Philly's going 8-1. I don't know why. I don't know how. But I have a feeling, just the inkling, that Washington somehow pulls a fucking miracle out of their ass and takes down Philly. It's at any given Sunday, baby. Any given Sunday. I'll give you one extra one. Minnesota beats Buffalo. But I picked that when
Before Josh Allen.
when Josh Allen was like, oh yeah, I'm still Josh Allen, but now it's like if he's not playing, of course, I think Minnesota will beat Buffalo. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with my bold predictions like I always do. I'm gonna say Washington over Philly, and yeah, that's my bold prediction.
Wow, that's a big one. That's a shocker. I like it. I like it. I like how you kept me on my toes for that one. Who's the home team?
Philly. No, yeah, Philly. Yeah.
Yeah, then you're wrong. I'll double down on that right now.
Hey, I also have Green Bay beating Dallas too. So
Yeah, I could see more. I could see more realistically Green Bay in Green Bay after they were embarrassed by Detroit, beating up on not beating up, but beating the Dallas Cowboys. But we didn't pick that, so let's not be biased and talk our Cowboys. But you're wrong about your matchup. Philly's going 9-0, and I am not looking forward to Bob gloating and sending. Actually, no, I do like when he sends the Leo pick with
the hat.
with the Eagles hat. That's actually hilarious. But everything else sucks. So
Hey,
I hope I'm wrong. I hope you're right, but I'm doubling down, and you're so fucking wrong.
I was gonna say, imagine our group chat if Washington wins this.
Oh, there will be a bunch of, those emojis I send every time I'm right. There'll be a ton of those.
27-24.
Ooh, okay. I like the score. Okay, Goobs. That was Toonie Bets. Again,
Yeah.
Get your $2 out, folks. And also, if you have a bet you want us to play or shout out, let us know on our socials, and we'll do it for you. Don't be shy.
Yeah, I have no problem calling out how bad your picks are. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. My picks are terrible. So I should just stick with the Jets, but they're on a bye. So yeah, guys, that is it. We always end with Toonie Bets. I just want to say thank you, Melk, for doing this with me. NA30 for hosting this, or not hosting us, but allowing us to do this podcast. We both love football. We both love talking football. We're halfway through the season. Let's just keep this let's keep this baby rolling, man. Melky, what do you got for us?
I thought you were about to say "Let's ride," and I was about to just walk off.
No, I would never say that because it's so cringe that like it makes me want to vomit every time I hear it come out of Russell Wilson's mouth.
I'm glad that makes two of us. So just like Kirk Cousins' dance moves, this episode was entertaining. He moves like a decrepit old person. Did you see the Monday night game? Adam Schefter was doing the imitation of him, shirtless with the big fake bling.
Oh yeah.
It was gold.
You like that though. You like that.
I loved it. Thank you, Goobs, for riding the pine with me always. Then again, like NA30, Anthony, you guys are awesome. Mustard, thank you guys. Sports for You podcast, you guys are awesome too. Check them out on Townhouse Media. And of course, the most important, you fans, thank you for taking this dysfunctional journey every week with us. It wouldn't be the same without you.
All right. That ends TDs? I don't know.
Well, here, how about this? Now let's copy Brady and Giselle and part ways. Only we'll be back next week.
Oh, damn. She won't be back. Sorry, Tom Brady.
She ain't coming back.
She ain't coming back. Zach